SportsLink is brought to you by Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape.
Jason CUNLIFFE, our men's national soccer team captain, leading the MATAO on a trip to Bahrain to play Cambodia for a chance to advance the AFC Asian Cup China 2023 final qualification round. Now, the last time Guam faced Cambodia was in 2013.
That was in the right in the height of Gary White's tenure. We were building really the program up, and that was part of our friendlies. We went over to Cambodia and Laos to play a couple of friendlies. So that team, we had Ryan Guy, AJ De La Garza. That was his first trip with us. So yeah, the program was really growing, and on the field, we definitely dominated them. It was a battle, but we definitely dominated, and we got the result 2-0. So looking forward to this trip and seeing, how they've grown as a team, and obviously seeing how we've grown as a team and testing ourselves against good competition.
You're the only player on the roster that played in both of those matches against Cambodia. That was your second international cap of your career in the first meeting. What are you expecting this time around from the opposition?
I expect, a really sharp team, to be fair. They're just in the middle of their local professional league campaign. The majority of their players, if not all of their players, play in their local league. So I expect a much better team, a much stronger team. I know they'll be well organized. I know that they will want to play good football. They have Kaisuke Honda as their coach, former Japanese national team player. He's still playing professionally as well as coaching. So I know they'll try to play good football. And we will as well. So it'll be a good battle. It'll be a good test, see where we're at, see where we stand. But situations like this, we played Bhutan earlier, where it was kind of a do or die kind of thing, right? Where we had to win in a two-legged match to get into the World Cup qualifiers. It's the same scenario here. So with that, I think, obviously those matches and that kind of preparation and that experience is going to help us moving forward.
And what will be the keys to success for Guam to have a good showing out there against Cambodia?
I just think belief first and foremost. We've got a couple of young guys. They might be a little nervous. You know what I mean? But belief is a huge thing in football. Confidence being huge in football, as in any other sport, really. Believing in ourselves, believing in what we're doing. Coach Kim has done a great job with the local contingent with our training. And the training group is super young, so these guys are getting really good experiences training under him. So I'm looking forward to taking this group over there and really testing ourselves and taking the next step. We're always trying to take a step forward and raise the bar, and this is just the next opportunity for us to do so.
JAYRONNE GANDAOLI, recently receiving your black belt promotion at Heights Academy, something that you weren't expecting this early.
Yeah, very actually. I'm very grateful for receiving it. I mean, this has been a long-term goal since I was 11 years old. That's when I started jiu-jitsu. And, you put in the work and it'll come when it comes. I never really expected it, but I trust my professors. They've known me since I started jiu-jitsu, and I started when I was 7, right? So they've been with me since. So they know me and they know when I'm ready. So when I got it, I was very surprised, but at the same time, I knew it was time to carry on what they taught me and everything, and go ahead and teach everyone else now as a black belt.
How special was it to receive the promotion, like you said, from your professors that have been with you since you first started your journey?
Oh man, it was something I'm very proud of, because when you start jiu-jitsu with the children's class, you usually have the children's program and then you have the adults program. So your coaches usually change in that shift. So having them with me since the beginning was a very special moment for me.
Being a mother of 3, having the time to, still get into the gym and, be able to spread the knowledge of what you received throughout the years, along with teaching a class there for the women's and helping with the adult classes. talk about that and just being able to give back from something that you've learned throughout the years.
A lot of it is comes from my family. I have my children, and of course I want them to learn jiu-jitsu as well. But whatever they choose, of course I'll support. But having them and knowing I am able to create a better future for them through jiu-jitsu is a great feeling, and I always want to help others through jiu-jitsu, especially women and children. I encourage everyone to learn jiu-jitsu just because the art itself helps empower people and makes them feel better about who they are and makes them want to continue every day. So having a women's class now, before when growing up, there was no women's class. It was usually male dominant, usually the only female in class. Very rare you'll find another female or just a handful of females. So now being a black belt and a female, it's just really, jiu-jitsu is changing, and it's great to see, especially on the island. So being able to pave the way for women and help them know that you can do it. Women can be in the front with everyone else, and encourage everyone to just try it out, and take their journey in jiu-jitsu.
The IIAAG kicked off high school sports on island with girls indoor volleyball at the St. John's Gym. The Knights hosted the Guam High Panthers. Last night's game was played without spectators. In the JV match, it was the home team winning in 3 sets, 25-18, 15-25, 25-11. In the varsity game, St. John's hit the court with 3 returning starters on the roster, while the Panthers also suited up 3 returning starters heading into this year's season. The game started with back-to-back serving errors by both teams. The Knights won the first rally of the set. Lane Morrell recorded the first kill of the season for St. John's. Guam High's Amani Washington came up with a big shot to give the visiting squad the lead as both teams started to warm up. Teammate Cameron Thompson added to the Panthers' lead with a score at the net. Jaden Palomares answered with the score for St. John's as the Knights tied the set at 23. Guam High went on to take the first set 26-24. The Panthers picked up where they left off and cruised to a 13-3 lead in the second set, led by Washington, who put down 3 kills. St. John's went on a 13-3 run to tie the set at 16. Kaya Malakuti and Wendy Zhang rallied their team and put them ahead 21-16. The Knights went on to take the set 25-18, capping off a 22-5 comeback run. Guam High settled down and took the third set 25-20. St. John's returned the favor and won the fourth set 25-18. In the fifth and deciding set, it looked like the Panthers were going to close out the match on the road, leading 10-6. St. John's had one more run left in the tank, going on a 9-2 scoring spree for the 15-12 win. In the other game played last night, it was the Notre Dame Royals defeating the Academy Cougars in straight sets, 25-16, 25-17, 25-19. St. John's will hit the court again Friday against the Academy Cougars at Academy. Guam High will face Harvest at Harvest Friday evening. Notre Dame will have a bye. In other news, big shout out to Guam's Joey Crisostomo Jr., Eric Soto, and Christian Calvo, who competed in the Ironman 70.3 Barcelona. The event featured a 1.9-kilometer swim, 90-kilometer bike ride, and a 21.1-kilometer run.
EJ Calvo, head coach of the men's national basketball team, also president of the Guam Basketball Confederation. The organization is looking at hiring an executive officer.
Since 2015, we sat down with FIBA and really started working on our long-term planning. And that led to even more success for the men's team, who won the gold medal in the Pacific Games and opened up some pathways to play some bigger competition. And now that we're going through another cycle, there's a lot of work to be done to really capitalize on all the opportunities for not only the men, but our women's program, our youth programs, and also our coaching and refereeing development here on Guam. So really, although we have a lot of passionate board members, we made the decision to finally budget and plan for a lead person that's going to work full time and report to the executive board of Guam basketball and carry our plans forward. And so we have some dedicated funding, at least to get started. We feel like we have a good plan, a good recruiting network. And so once we get started, of course, sustaining the management team and sustaining our operation is going to be the key. And so our executive officer that we recruit will be responsible to help continue the work. And one of the big things is revenue generation and working with more clubs and organizations to create activities.
What are some of the qualifications needed for those interested in applying?
Number one, they got to be ready to get to work, get ready to work with various members of our community, from coaches to other administrators of clubs. One of the things we wanted to make sure that was clear is that we're not requiring that you're a basketball coach or a basketball expert. It's more about helping us to grow an organization, helping us to create a membership and grow our membership with our Guam National Program, and also manage our facilities and activities. That skill set does not require necessarily that you know the X's and O's of basketball or that you even play basketball. But of course, there's a lot of passion for the sport of basketball in Guam, and it'd be great if it's always nice that the person that we end up hiring also enjoys being around the game.
For those that do want to apply, how can they go about doing that?
We put out announcements on social media on our platforms. We also publicize our email address, basketballguam@gmail.com, and are just looking forward to seeing more resumes emailed to us, questions, concerns. Just reach out, make connection, and ask more questions. And what we'll do is we have a selection committee that will be looking at all the resumes and prospects. And over the next few weeks, they'll be creating a short list of candidates that will move to the next phase of interviews. And our goal is to move quickly on this within the next, I'd say, anywhere from 3 to 6 weeks. We hope to get through this process and have the right candidate to help us lead Guam basketball forward.
In programming news, tune into the stations of KUAM. You know how we do it. Catch all your NFL action right here. Monday, October 11th on KUAM TV 11, 3 in the morning, NFL on CBS, New Orleans Saints at the Washington football team. Then at 10:20 in the morning on NBC, KUAM TV 8, Sunday Night Football, Buffalo Bills at the Kansas City Chiefs.
SportsLink is brought to you by Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape.